Hello, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the Girls Group Holiday Meet the Team. I'm so excited to have you here, and I'm even more excited for you to meet our all new, super cool, extremely talented, high vibe team. Most of you will already know me. My name's Sophia, and I founded Girls Group Holiday back in 2016. I can't believe it's been that long. I can't believe how far we've come, and I'm really excited to see how far we will go. Since 2016, we've been on 18 girls' group holidays to so many destinations all around the world. And there's been just under 100 women from all around the UK, which has been absolutely amazing. I loved it. But now I'm even more excited because I'm going to introduce some new, fresh faces onto the team. I'm going to be introducing you shortly to our newest team members. I'm so excited. There's Aisha, Husna, and Sannah. How this video call will work, they're currently all on the line with me. So I'm going to ask them in a couple of seconds to introduce themselves by telling us one interesting fact or something someone doesn't know about them. So are you guys ready? They're on the call with me. So I'm going to be asking Aisha first. So hello, Aisha.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Aisha. One interesting thing about me is I'm quite a creative person, or I like to think that I am. A lot of my study has been in like creative things. I studied photography. I've done a bit of graphics. At the moment, during lockdown, I actually learned how to do macrame, which is my interesting fact at the moment. And I did that through like a Zoom call and things, but I just like to really like delve into different disciplines and like learn new skills. As you can tell, I'm quite a funky, printy person as well. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you, Aisha. Wow, I can tell that you're a funky, printy person with the cool print behind you. I love it. Husna, how about you?
Assalamu alaikum everyone, I'm Husna, and unfortunately I have a really blank wall behind me. But one interesting fact about me is that within the next 5 years I'd like to learn 2 foreign languages. I'm still kind of trying to pinpoint that I want to learn, but I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, I've got Duolingo on my phone, I'm doing it daily. So I'm dedicated to learn 2 fluent languages in the next 5 years.
Wow, that is amazing. I do like I really respect people who can speak more than one language because at the moment I can only speak English. I am learning to speak Turkish, but it's so hard. So I really wish you the best of luck. I think you can do it though. Sana, let's hear from you.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name's Sannah. So an interesting fact about me is that I can hula hoop. So I like to try stay active. So my current record for hula hooping is about an hour, over an hour. So I like to hula hoop for exercise really, but it is really fun form of exercise as well.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. That's so cool. Thank you guys. My interesting fact, I think, is a lot of people already know, but I'm an obsessive reader. So my interesting fact is going to make, I don't know if I should share it because it's going to make me sound like such a nerd. So I read so much and I keep a journal of every single book that I read, just so I've got a note of it and I don't forget what I've read. So just in 2020, I read, I think it's just over 90 books this year. And yeah, so that's what I love to do. And I've currently got a backlog of writing to do. So I've got 4 books to write up in my journal that I haven't wrote up yet. So yeah, I'm the nerd. So to give you guys a little bit of background and context, I met Aisha and Husna on a girls group holiday. So we've traveled together and I've known Sana all my life because she's actually my sister. So traveling together and also living together with Sana, I know these guys, I feel like I know these guys really well. And traveling, they say, is when you get to really know people because you spend a lot of time with people. So I know that these girls are really lovely girls, mashallah. They're friendly, they're approachable, they're down to earth, and they're all passionate about travel. And as well as that, I feel like their values are very much in line with my own values and the values of Girls Group Holiday. And I'm just really excited to have them join the team. So you guys, I want to ask you something. When someone joins a Girls Group Holiday, I'm always very fascinated at what their first impression is of Girls Group Holiday and how they feel when they actually book onto a trip. Do you feel nervous? Do you feel scared, excited? It's always just interesting for me to know what people on the other side think before they travel. So, Aisha, how did you feel when you came across Girls Group Holiday and then when you booked your holiday?
So I came to know about a girls group holiday through a mutual friend that me and Sophia have, Sonia, and she spoke really highly about her trip and her whole experience, and to me it was just like, okay, I've been wanting to travel for so long, and I just never really had the opportunity because either friends just weren't allowed, which is, you know, very common in our culture, or, you know, that family had commitments. All my siblings are actually married now, so it's just like that, you know, they sort of have their own families now, and I wanted to sort of do something on my own. So yes, and then when I actually booked, I was so nervous, and I remember emailing Sophia to be like, you know, I'm nervous, you know, I've got this doubt, that doubt, rah rah rah, but you know, alhamdulillah, everything worked out, and she really reassured me that, you know, that it's going to be great, you know, you're going to have a lot of fun, and to remember that we're all in the same boat, you know, all the girls that go are going to have the same feeling. So yeah, and it's been life-changing for me. I met some really great women, and I hope you're watching. I hope you're all well.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, Aisha, for sharing that. And like you said, we are all in the same boat. It can be quite nerve-wracking when you think you're going alone and you're a stranger to everyone. But yeah, everyone is all in the same boat. Husna, how about you? How did you feel?
Yeah, well, I barely had any travel experience in my life, and I did a lot of Googling and kind of wanted to find that perfect travel site that met my needs. And I didn't really find anything anywhere. I was worried about, you know, me as a Muslim going to a country with other people that didn't really understand why I have to pray at a certain time, etc. But then by the off chance, I found the girls group holiday and I stalked Sophia's Instagram a little. And I guess I really felt that I had a connection with her from then. And it kind of, what she was suggesting that the girls group holiday did, it really matched my values for traveling. So I definitely really kind of wanted to explore a bit more. I guess it's really inevitable, kind of feeling nervous when you book on the trip. Of course, there's nerves, but there's also excitement. And that's exactly what I went through. I went through the nervousness of just like, oh, I've booked on it. What's going to happen now? But I think with Sophia, she is incredibly organized and she assures everyone and she gets back to people really quickly if you have any nervousness or questions. So once she set up that WhatsApp chat, and then it was all different girls, different strangers, all sharing the same concerns that I had, I felt really comfortable. So I think that's when I knew at that moment, oh, I'm going to get along with everyone. They're having the same concerns I am. I don't need to feel nervous. So I really feel like the girls group holiday is such a natural and comfortable and genuine space that a lot of girls can relate to.
Thank you so much for that, Husna. I completely agree. And it's really good that it comes, because that's exactly what I wanted to create with this. So it is about creating just a space where we can feel like we belong, we feel like we can just get on, we feel comfortable. So yeah, it's really good to hear that. So thank you for sharing that. And Sannah, although you already knew me, how did you feel? Because so you came on the first ever trip to Athens, and then after that, you've been on every single Istanbul trip, lots of other trips in between. So how did you feel going on that first trip? Because that was also your first ever time traveling, your first ever time going on a plane, being away from home, and meeting strangers on that first trip. We had 14 women. So how was that for you? Were you nervous, scared?
So like Sophie said, it was my first time ever going on holiday, and I was really nervous. I was nervous about the holiday, the aeroplane ride, as well as meeting all these other women that were on the trip too, because there were so many. And I was among the youngest on the trip too, so I was nervous that we wouldn't have things in common or share interests and things like that. But once we actually all met on the trip, once we met at the airport and I got to know some of the women, we had a lot of things in common, and I'm even in contact with a lot of them still today as well. So that's what I found really special about that holiday the first time. And then as well, I've been on so many other holidays and just meeting loads of other women and finding commonalities with them as well, is what makes Girls Group Holiday really special. And it has,
sorry.
I just thought of something else to add as well. And it has built my confidence a lot more as well, meeting other women that I wouldn't have really met before Girls Group Holiday.
Great, thank you so much for sharing that, Sannah. You have picked up an important point about, you know, just different ages, because sometimes you do think you're not going to get on with someone older than you or younger, and you don't realize that you learn not just about like having common things, but you also learn so much from them just from their life experience. I've learned so much from like some of the more mature women on the trip, and I've learned so much from the younger women, like just life experience. It's amazing. Aisha's currently waving at me, so I'm just gonna go back to Aisha. Aisha.
So actually, that was a point that I wanted to add on, that even though we're all like a group of young girls sat here in front of you sort of thing, it is open to everyone. And I had there was loads of different women of different ages, even someone that is like, I would say, my mother's sort of age, and we got on really well. We could relate and have a genuine conversation, and it was really nice to have, like Sophia said, that life the knowledge of different life experiences and things like that. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to sort of add on.
Thank you, Aisha. Yeah, it's like you just said, I now also have a lot of friends that are my mum's age or older, and it's so cool. I feel like, wow, I really like it. So thank you all for sharing that. It's really good to hear how you guys felt before the trip. Now, my next question I want to ask you, one of the most special things about these trips for me is all the memories. Is like, I've got so many special memories of every single woman that's come on every single trip, and I've got special memories with you guys as well. So I'm going to tell you what my special memories with you are, and then after that I want you guys to tell me what your fondest memories of the trip were for you. So let's start with Aisha first. For me, when I think of our time together, me and Aisha went to Bangkok and Phuket on our girls' group holiday, and my most fondest memory is sitting on Phuket beach. I think Aisha might have the same one, and it was after midnight. We were sitting down, we were watching the waves roll in and out on the sand. We all had like some fries that we bought from a takeaway with ketchup, and we all had like a fizzy bottle of, I don't know what kind of soft drink it was, and we were all passing that around and talking, and then we started our own karaoke. And I had a sore throat at that trip, and I remember I sang Whitney Houston, "I Will Always Love You," and my voice was so croaky, and I was telling everyone, I was trying to assure them my voice is usually better than this. And Aisha sang, I'll never forget Aisha's rendition of Queen Bohemian Rhapsody. It was amazing. I loved it. And then we all sat down and we all sang Robbie Williams' Angels, which was such a special moment for me. So that was one. And then also it's all back to music. We went on a lot of like minibus rides, and one of them, I remember I think we were going to the floating market, and I remember looking outside and they were all just lush green rice fields, and on the like we used to put our own music on. So someone had some really heavy banger on their phone, so that was blasting in the car speakers. And I could just remember looking around and laughing to myself, and I was looking out of the window and I was thinking, like, are we in Thailand or are we in Punjab or something? It was so funny. So that's my memory with Aisha. With Husna, me and Husna have been to Venice and Milan together, and also Lisbon together, and I've loved every single minute. My most fondest memory when I think back is when we went to Burano in Milan, which is the colourful island, and it's absolutely beautiful. You've got to go if you've not been. It just makes you feel so happy and content. And I remember me and Husna and another lady were sitting there by the sea. We were just watching the like the water, and we were just talking, and I can't remember what we were talking about, but it just felt so meaningful. And you know, when you just have those moments where like it just feels like the world stopped and you're just watching everything slowly go round, and you feel just so content and at peace, and I just really loved it. And then also on the last night, I remember it was just so emotional in a good way, and we were laughing and there were tears, and it's just one of those moments that really touches you. So that was one of my favorites with Husna. Sannah, there have been loads. We've been on so many trips together. It all started back in Athens. I really loved us doing the mannequin challenge together. I remember like you were one of the good ones and I was one of the worst ones. You like could keep a straight face, so I really loved that. And then I've loved Istanbul with you. I feel like me and Sannah probably know Istanbul like back of our hand now. The amount of times that we've been, and like we love it. And more recently, well, last year we went to Cappadocia, and that's like a really special moment for me, just waking up at the sunrise, and then going to see the hot air balloons. And even though I'd already seen them before, it was nice to see them again with you and the other women. It was like a really special moment. So they're my favorite memories with you guys. I want to hear what your fondest memories are. Aisha, let's start with you.
Okay, so you've actually nicked mine. So my fondest memory was also the singing on the beach, the makeshift karaoke session, because we couldn't find anywhere to actually go and do it. But yeah, it was so fun. And I'd also say when we went snorkeling, and it was really nice because some of us weren't very confident in the water, some of us were. But at the end of it, you know, I think we all really enjoyed ourselves, and we were all very supportive, and we all helped each other. But it was so beautiful as well, like just to go to all the different islands, and just being in that, like, you know, when we sat at the front of the speedboat, and you could actually feel the wind, and it was just really good. Yeah, it was really lovely.
Thank you for sharing that. I do remember the snorkeling. I really loved it, but I was not a confident one. I was petrified of the water, but it was like just seeing the fish in the water was amazing. So yeah, loved it. Husna, how about you?
So I'm going to be a bit cheeky and say 2 from Italy and 1 from Lisbon, but I agree with you, Sophia. Definitely, the fondest memory in Italy is kind of sitting in Burano with us. I remember we found some footsteps that led to the sea, and there was like squashed figs around us, and we were just watching men on their speedboat kind of show off and just drive past. And I think we as girls just sat there and we had such a lovely conversation, and it was such a natural and peaceful and really surreal moment, because on one side, you know, we have the scenery and it's just lovely to watch. On the other side, we have the girls that are amazing and we're sharing their experiences and their stories. So I guess I felt really light and I felt really uplifted kind of listening to all that and having a lovely view at the end of it. Also, another fondest memory is when we went to Lisbon. And I don't know if you remember, Sophia, but we was on the tram and we was trying to take pictures in one of a little like window mirror. And I am really bad at taking pictures, I think anyway. And my hand was shaking because we was on the tram and there was no way to stand. And every picture that I took was just of us kind of blurred and our face ruined. And we were falling over at every turn. And I love that moment because it was so natural. It felt like we knew each other for years with all the girls around us. And I definitely think it's one that I'll hold very close to my heart.
Thank you, Husna. Yeah, I remember that. We were on the legendary tram 28. And we were also like, at the same time while we were taking the pictures, we were also watching our bags because we heard there was a lot of pickpockets around. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. And Sannah, your turn. Tell us your fondest memory.
Sophie, I've had so many memories on all the different holidays with you and all the other different girls. It's so hard to just choose one. So the time we did the Kiki challenge in Venice, with the girls, the cooking lessons in Athens, the night cruises on the Bosphorus and all the laughs that we had, and even just, I don't know if you remember running through Tiergarten Park in Berlin in the middle of the night to shortcut through so we didn't have to go the long way round. And that was just so funny. I can't even pinpoint it to just one, but there's just been so many. Cappadocia was beautiful as well. It was just so magical, like a dream, watching all the hot air balloons at sunrise. There's just been so many great memories. And I feel like the girls group holiday trips, they're not just going on the holidays, it is sharing these memories with all the other girls as well, which makes it so much more special.
Yes, I do remember that. So one night we went out in Berlin. I think we went to the Parliament building. We went for like the last viewing of the Parliament building, and on the way back, our tram was closed. So we had to walk back, and there was a shortcut through a park, but it was really quite scary. And if I was alone, or even there was just the two of us or the three of us, I probably would never have dreamed of walking through a shortcut in the park. But I remember that there was 11 of us, and we all linked arms, and we just walked through the park in a line of linked arms, and we were just like, no one, nothing can stop us, nobody can stop us, and we were just like unbeatable. And it was just this image in my head now of just like women and empowered women, and we're all just there for each other, strong and supporting each other. I love it. That's what it is all about. So thank you guys. I loved hearing those memories. I love going down memory lane. So staying on the theme of holidays now, I want you guys to each tell me one of your favorite destinations worldwide that you've been to. And it doesn't have to be a trip with Girls Group Holiday, just any trip that you've ever been to before. So Aisha, let's start with you.
Okay, so I'm going to be cheeky as well, and because I have like two favorite places at the moment. So I love Scotland. I actually used to live there for a little while, lived there for a year. And it's just, even though like I live in England, as soon as you like cross over that border, that's it. Like literally the scenery changes. It's like so beautiful, like all these tall trees and mountains and like lakes and everything. And I don't know, it's like I used to live in Edinburgh, so when I go there, it's like when I hear like bagpipes and like I'm in the city centre and like I'm on the Royal Mile and all that, it kind of it just warms my heart in a sense. So yeah, it's just like a really nice place, and I enjoyed living there and everything. And then on the flip side, I visited Palestine last year. Yeah, it was last year, 2019, and I'd been wanting to go for a while, and then alhamdulillah, it happened for me, but it was just a very spiritually uplifting journey for me, and it really genuinely changed my life. I feel like I built a better connection with my faith, and it was just it was so sort of eye-opening as well to see actually what goes on there, and I think a lot of people are sort of you know, they feel quite scared because they see all this negative press and you know, all these posts on social media and things like that. But you know, I think if you were to visit, all that, you know, seeing all these people going round with like the IDF, like the army going round with their rifles and all of this, it doesn't bother you because there's a deeper meaning to it. There's a you know, there's a reason for why you're there, and it's, I don't think we sort of fully appreciate the importance of Palestine, and especially in Islam. I never really understood like the importance of it, but yeah, it's such a beautiful place, and the people are so like genuine, and like I remember coming out from Fajr prayers, and there just being a man giving out like coffee and biscuits, and you know, these little things, and it's just like, you know, the sense of community, and you could tell like they were just such genuine people. So yeah, those are my two favorite places.
Thank you, Aisha. That sounds so nice. I've never visited Palestine, and I'd always like, it's always been on my list. So thank you for sharing that. It sounds like such a good place to visit, and also just to learn about. So thank you. Husna, how about you?
So a few months back, I travelled to the lovely small island of Mauritius. So I say small, kind of in comparison to the UK. It's the UK is roughly 120 times bigger than Mauritius. So Mauritius is a pretty small island that we went around the island's coast in a day by car, and on that we stopped and saw a lot of scenery on the way. I guess for me, I'm a bit biased because my mum was born in Mauritius, and it was the first time I went back, and it was the first time she went back in a while. So not only did we get to meet family, but we also just explored the beautiful scenery, the good food, the beaches, the sun. You can't go wrong with that on a holiday. It was honestly stunning and perfect. But I think something I really like to know the history about countries that I visit to. So it really interested me going to the museums and finding out about how it was pivotal in the slave route, how it went through many colonizations and how it got to where it is today. And having that history to kind of back up the good scenery and the beaches, it all puts together how, you know, people struggled and suffered to actually build such an amazing country and economy. And I think visiting countries that have such a lot of culture is just an amazing experience to kind of relate to and to find out more about it. So yeah, Mauritius definitely was one of the best places I've visited.
Wow, thank you, Husna. I've never been to Mauritius either, and I'd love to go. And I'm thinking perhaps a girls' group holiday in the future to Mauritius. Thank you. Sana, how about you?
So my favorite holiday destination has definitely been Istanbul. I've been so many times now, and like Sophie says, we both know it like the back of our hands now. The first time I visited Istanbul and the first time going into the different masjids and places of ziyarat is where I really found a sense of peace in Istanbul. And just the many times visiting after and finding different new places and little spots there, it just amazes me every time. And I love it so much, and I can't wait to go back again.
Oh, thank you, Sana. I knew you were going to say that. So my favorite place, probably a lot of people already know. I think I always talk about it, but one of my favorite places is China. I went there. It was one of the first few places that I went to, and I went there completely alone. And I think for me, it was more about the actual experience and the meaning behind it. So China really transformed me. So it was a really pivotal point of my life where, I don't know, I felt like I was this, you know, when you think of like a caterpillar who suddenly evolves into a butterfly. So for me, that was China. And I just feel like it made me a more confident person. And yeah, it just really changed. It was life changing. And that's what led me to travel a lot more. So that's me. So staying on holidays again, I want you guys to tell me some places that you want to travel to in the future. So Aisha, let's start with you. Where would you like to go?
So I really want to go to South America. I like Mexican cuisine is like one of my favorite cuisines. So that's part of the reason. But I don't know. I've always like sort of had a bit of an obsession with like sort of Narcos, and that's kind of what like led me to it. I know it's really strange, but like I love the whole like sort of like vibe and like crime, and you know, obviously wouldn't ever visit anything anywhere like that, but yeah, I think that kind of gave me a bit of exposure. But like things like the carnival in Rio and things like that, I think it would be definitely a really great experience, and hopefully we will be doing a trip soon.
Yes, inshallah, there will inshallah be a trip to that side of the world soon. Husna, how about you?
So I would really love to visit South Korea. I've watched a lot of K-drama recently, and I've just started to pick up the languages and starting to pick up the words. And I really think that Korean language is such a beautiful language, and it's so poetic and it flows so well. I'm really into skincare, and there's a lot out there, so I'd love to kind of just delve in and get into it and take a day to just completely be immersed into it. And there's a really big cafe culture, and I love coffee, so I feel like I'd fit right into it. Um, I definitely think it's one of the countries that before I even knew about South Korea, I would have never thought to visit it. But I think kind of watching how people live and kind of their experiences, I'd just love to visit there and see how it compares to how I live and kind of explore a bit more about their culture. Yeah, so definitely South Korea is one for me.
Great, thank you, Husna. South Korea sounds amazing, and I love that you've mentioned the skincare. I didn't know a lot about the skincare until we actually went to Thailand, and there was a lot of adverts for skincare, and it's the first time that I'd ever actually came across snail cream, which you probably know about. So it's like the, you know, like the snail slime, the cream from that. And I don't know if Aisha bought them, but I bought a lot of snail face masks, and I've not had the guts to try them yet. I don't know. I don't. Husna's got her thumbs up and asking me if it's good or bad, but I've not tried it yet. I think I may have given one to Sannah. I don't know if she's tried it, but I need to build up the courage to try it. Sannah, how about you? Tell us where you would like to visit in the future.
So firstly, I did try the snail face mask and it was amazing. Honest, it was a bit weird trying it at first and I was a bit scared. Just the thought of snails on my face, but Korean skincare is something that is talked about a lot and they all have good skin. So I gave it a shot and it was so nice. It made my skin so smooth and so nice. I just had to try not to think of the thought of snail slime. Just imagine it was something else, like aloe vera or something. But yeah, I definitely recommend that. And a place that I would love to visit is Singapore. I'd love to visit Singapore. I'd love to go island hopping in Singapore. And they have so many nice parks and botanical gardens that I'd love to go and visit as well. So that's definitely a place that I'd like to go in the future.
Well, you never know. Inshallah, these destinations we'll hopefully visit soon. For me, I've like thought of a couple, but now that you guys have said yours, I want to go to them as well. I always like, I feel like everywhere's on my list. So I was initially thinking Uzbekistan. Like some of the pictures of the mosques are absolutely amazing, and I just want to visit. I just want to say I've been to Tashkent. I don't know why, but it's just one of those places I want to say that I've been to. I'd also like to visit a lot more of Turkey. So Turkey is massive, and I didn't realize how big it was and how different regions are famous for different things. So I visited some parts already, but I want to visit a lot more. And more of America. I'd love to see more of America and go around more of the States. I've always wanted to do Route 66. So that, and I think I should have just said one, but I can't stop. And I'd also like to go to the Caribbean. So like, when I was at uni, I had a lot of friends from Trinidad and Tobago, and I'd love to go there and like see some of them as well, and hearing about like stuff about the island. I just used to love like listening to them talk about it. So there as well. So thank you guys for this. It's been really good. I've really loved getting to know you guys more and hearing more from you. do you guys have any last words, anything you want to say?
Yeah, Sophia, I just have one thing to say. I'm just really looking forward to seeing where the girls group holiday takes us. I'm very much looking forward to not only experiencing new places, but meeting different women from all across the UK and kind of learning about their experiences. One thing that I'm currently doing is I'm taking in a lot of information. I'm taking in a lot of different personalities, and I really like to connect with people. So I think this is just a great opportunity to get to know different people. And like you said, Aisha, the girls group holiday isn't just for a certain type of people, it spans off across all different types of ages. So meeting new people and hearing about their life experiences is something that I really am looking forward to.
Thank you, Husna. Sannah, any last words?
So just following on from what Husna said as well, I'm looking forward to start traveling again. Going to lots of different destinations, meeting all the different women from all walks of life, hearing their stories, sharing experiences and laughs with them as well. Can't wait for it all.
Thank you, Sannah. I'm so excited to start traveling again as well. It's been a while. Aisha, any last words?
Yeah, I just want to say I really enjoyed the conversation. I hope our audience does as well. And yeah, definitely just looking forward to traveling soon, inshallah, meeting loads of new women and building those connections. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Aisha, and thank you guys. It's been such a good conversation. I've really enjoyed speaking with you all today. Inshallah, we're going to have lots more adventures soon. We'll be keeping the Instagram page, Facebook, and our website updated with upcoming destinations for next year now, inshallah. The website will be back online soon. And I just want to say that I'm really looking forward to traveling with the three of you. And I'm also looking forward to meeting lots more women and for us all to travel together and keep traveling the world. So thank you for watching. See you later.